On March 16th, 2024, just after 10 p.m., officers with the Macomb Police Department in Illinois were dispatched to an apartment complex following multiple reports of a woman screaming. The nature of the disturbance was unclear, but callers indicated it was still actively unfolding. With limited information and urgency rising, officers advanced toward the apartment complex. Unknown to them at the time, the horrific events about to unfold would change their lives forever.
Central 113, 1060. Not. Change lock on these. Come on. Macomb Police, open the door. Huh? Macomb Police, open the door. Huh? Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Okay, so before we actually get to them breaking entry into that house, the officers responded to this domestic dispute. As they're going up the stairs, they see blood on the walls. That's a hint. That tells them that, hey, something is going south very, very quickly. I actually saw reports that they had actually no knowledge that somebody was possibly stabbed. The moment they start to hear this screaming, that's when they have to kick it into a second gear because time is of the essence. Let's get back to it.
Oh, fuck! No, 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 no! No! No!
We need lifeguard. We need lifeguard now. We have one kid down, one adult male down.
What do you mean, Jake? We gotta go security. So 113, contact 105, 116.
All right, let me get you caught up on what we just seen. And when I watch this, it makes me so angry. It infuriates me. Not because of the officer's actions by any means, but because of the selfish suspect that put the officer and that child and everybody else in danger. When those officers made entry into that room, they saw a victim, the woman who had been stabbed. It was obvious signs that she had been stabbed. Then the officer turns the corner and he sees a suspect. That suspect reaches into another room, an adjacent room, and grabs a young child and holds him at a hostage point with a knife. And at this moment in time, that officer has to make a split-second decision, and he chooses to utilize deadly force in order to stop that threat. Unfortunately, in the process, he unalives that child as well as that suspect. And you can see his immediate, rawest, realest reaction the moment he recognizes what happened. This is so sad and it's so heartbreaking because that suspect, being as selfish as he is, put so many people in a compromising position. And now this officer and all the other people on this scene have to live with this for the rest of their life, that they took that innocent baby's life. I remember when this video first went live, and I remember seeing it, and there was so much controversy, and everybody was pointing and saying, shame on the officer, shame on the officer, but nobody was saying shame on the suspect for putting them in that situation. Let's continue to watch some of this video because you can see the emotion that continues to spiral out of control for the officer, rightfully so, but then it gets worse when the family members show up and they're requesting to see their nephew.
You're all right.
You want to go down and listen?
But I need my baby. I need my baby.
Here, I need you to sit down. Go around back.
Hey, are you good?
No, I'm not.
You want me to stick with you? Talk to me, brother. Are they secure there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to hang out with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm right here with you, okay? You want to sit or you want to keep it? You want to stand? Hey. Hey. Listen. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Decisions were made that were out of your control, okay? You did what you did. I don't know what happened, okay? So I don't want to go into it. But listen, trust that you made the right call, okay? To protect you and yours, okay? Don't question your judgment. Don't do that to yourself. You can't control what other people do and the decisions that they make. Know that. Know that whatever happened, you acted with your training and experience, okay? And you had to handle things, okay? Sir, can I, hold on. Where you headed?
Who's involved? You? Okay. Anybody else here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anybody else with you at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. What's going on?
Domestic here.
113 Central.
So just so you're aware, anytime an officer-involved shooting occurs, when the arriving investigating officers get on scene, there's not really much they're going to ask the person who pulled the trigger just because it's an ongoing investigation. And typically they treat it as a homicide or an attempted homicide investigation, justifiable homicide. But that means that they really can't say much. The only questions that they can typically ask is, how many rounds did you shoot? In which direction did you shoot? Is the suspect down? And are there any outstanding victims or any outstanding suspects? Those are the only questions they could ask, because at that point in time, that officer is going to need to get his attorney involved. So the reason I bring that up is because I want you to understand that's why you're not hearing a lot of questioning from his partners. But number two, this is one of the hardest things for officers to deal with. And I know this as being someone involved in an officer-involved shooting, is when that situation happens, you can't talk to anybody. And so you have so much going on in your mind. And the last thing that you need to do is go into isolation and just be thinking and what if and all this other stuff, but yet you can't talk and share with anybody else because it could compromise everything else. This officer, I feel so bad for him and everybody else that was involved, especially obviously the family of that little boy.
Go ahead.
Go ahead for 113.
116, 550 is wanting to know if there's any more medical attention needed at the scene.
I honestly don't know. I withdrew myself from it, so I know Kiana Miller had been stabbed. And then I shot the suspect as a baby.
Wait. I'm getting here late. You shot the suspect?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's have a seat now. Here, come on to my car. All right, here, have a seat here, man.
This is still running.
The car? Oh, yeah. All right. How many shots you fired, remember? Okay. Let me just hang tight right here, and let me find out what's going on, and You said the suspect was hit and a baby? Okay. Let me find out what's going on. Sit tight. Is there anybody in the apartment now? Do we know?
As far as
Police?
yeah.
Okay. Sit tight, I'm gonna run inside there. Is 9:15
Go around the back.
Okay.
So clearly they're just arriving on scene. They don't know what happened. And you can hear the officer, I think the other partner was on scene. She's breaking down crying. I mean, this is just horrific. This is every officer's worst nightmare. Nothing that they can imagine. And the reason I share this with you is because I want you to understand that a lot of times officers are demonized and they're made to seem like they're robots and they don't have hearts and they don't care about the people that they serve, but they truly do. And it's evident when you see videos like this. And the mere fact that they were scrutinized for this is unacceptable. Now, obviously, these officers were found that they were justified in doing what they did as far as it relates to the use of force with the suspect, and there was no criminal charges filed against them for the death of that young little boy. But it's just a tragic situation. The last thing I want to show is I want to give you guys a little bit of history about this suspect, because I think this also plays an important part of what we just watched.
Both the suspect, 57-year-old Anthony George, and the 4-year-old victim, Terrell Miller, were pronounced dead at the scene. When officers entered, Kayana Miller, Terrell's mother, was covered in blood, having been stabbed multiple times. Anthony George was holding a knife when Officer Gok ordered him to drop it. George then grabbed Terrell, holding a knife to the child's throat. Officer Gok fired a single round, striking both George and Terrell, instantly killing them both. George had an extensive criminal history and had previously pleaded guilty to murder in 1995. His most recent charge was for domestic battery in November 2023. Internal investigations concluded that the shooting was justified and did not violate.
At what point are we going to stop letting violent people out on these streets? At what point? I think that's why I'm so angry, is because this guy should have been locked up. And because he wasn't, somebody else lost their life. His son lost his life because he wasn't behind bars. I'm all about rehabilitation for criminals, but I'm also about being tough on crime and saying, hey, look, enough is enough. And if you're a violent person and you have a violent, extensive history and haven't proven that you're a different person, you don't need to be on the street. So anyways, my heart goes out to this family. My heart goes out to the officers involved. Just a tragedy all around. What I want to do now is I want to move on to another case that has been going viral lately.